Article 13. What is Article 13? What is Area 51? Well, unfortunately, it's a controversial law that has only just taken effect for those of us that live closer to Her Majesty the Queen in the backyard here of England. Yeah, that's right, shots have actually been fired from a Viva Pinata joke group of people that could ruin many content creators' income here on YouTube. Sorry to let you know, peeps, but your freedom of creativity have just been dampened, especially by the sounds of things. I say that because the initial thought at the back of my mind, when I was actually reading about this, does that mean that I cannot upload to YouTube? And what about everybody else? What about all those other content creators on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all other social media that's pretty much well known into today's human existence? Well, in regards to that question, a complicated yes and or no is pretty much fitting to that, because there is more to it than just uploading videos and pictures, as it specifically targets the digital market side of things. Wow! Talk about being cyber pooper killjoys for targeting the one area that millions actually get involved in. Thanks for that, EU. We don't appreciate it. We really don't. Trust me, we don't appreciate it. Thank you for that. But don't hate just yet. Don't hate just yet, even though if by this point you're a raging World War Hulk at this point, in which case I understand. Because usually, as history has proven, there's more to it than just what we have seen and read, and or what has been presented. The point of this article, I believe, was actually to help spread money between individuals who create such things like music, from musicians, for example, and the platform in which showcases their work. So let's just say a celebrity makes, I don't know, say Eminem made a new album and he wants to, share it on the YouTube, and all this and that. They do their bit to help showcase it. Yeah, okay. Seems simple. After all, YouTube, without a doubt, is actually a really good platform to actually get your name out there, whether you, like a newbie for YouTube, whether you started 10 years ago, like I did, and then you suddenly become massively famous in the YouTube community. It's a really good platform to get your name out there, or yourself out there rather, especially when it wants to help with self-promotional things that you may create, like books or your own jewellery or your own branded things. It's a good place for that. However, I do get this sort of feeling that there may have been some sort of discrepancy on many different occasions, I'm guessing, between said artist and the social media platform in which showcases their work. So, this article that has just come into effect, right, I wish it never did it to be honest, is intended to give more control to the copyright owners of their work. And that, in a half and half scenario type thinking right there, is a massive sweat pool gland from the human orifice in every direction, especially for YouTube creators. Because to me, with my heart throbbing, that clearly states that if I wanted to use any form of music, pictures, or any video footage of anything, my biggest fear is that I'm already playing American baseball and the strikes are imminent. Why? Well, specifically for me, I don't monetize my videos for any kind of profit. For years, over a decade now, my videos, all of them, have actually been non-profit, and I've been okay with that. Absolutely fine, no problems here. If I've got to get over 1,000 subscribers and have a certain amount of watch time to monetize them, fine. Then maybe I think, okay, I might, monetize them, to get a bit of a reward back for all my hard work and the graft that I actually put in. I have fun creating on YouTube. I've for the past decade that I've actually been on here, I've absolutely had much fun, good times, some bad times, as you do. Roller coaster effect in life, I'm afraid. But on this specific platform, uploading videos, it's been an absolute fantastic journey. I actually felt free using my creative skills of editing and producing and having original ideas of and making original content here on YouTube for others' enjoyment and for my freedom of expression. Yeah, freedom of expression. Clearly what this article is doing, especially in the back of my mind now, and we're at the front of it, some people just don't really value that now, do they? I actually took a note of the votes, so I'm just going to, from online. So with the votes, with 348 votes in favour, 274 against, at least some people had a bit of, and 36 abstentions. Goodness me. So with the votes that are against, I can actually say that there probably were certain individuals who could clearly see that this may not have been a good idea. And who could blame them? They were talking about this for, what, a couple of years? 2 years, was it? They know all the ins and outs in between about it a lot more than we do. And they probably saw the hidden dangers and as much as the long-term ramifications, what this could lead to. YouTube could become on a knife edge by this point in many people's eyes, myself included. Not only YouTube itself, but us YouTubers. Because YouTube actually have a responsibility to make sure that this copyright law thing, and copyright in general, is not abused in any way by the millions upon millions of people that upload to the site pretty much every day. It's not so much as always the videos, it's pretty much the audio and pictures that go along with it. And I thought Nintendo were bad with their Nintendo Creative Program, which it was, yeah. But they sort of evened that out. They got rid of it. They threw it in the toilet. Much respect from the big end from Japan, but at one point they thought of an idea, they thought it wasn't working, they thought it wasn't going to be for the benefit of gamers, especially on YouTube, when it comes to YouTube creators and things like that, and they thought, nah, get rid of it. Good. Thank you, Nintendo, for that. This is on a whole different ballgame, because what Nintendo were doing was pretty much just the gaming side of things. How would you feel? I'm specifically asking this to the people who made this vote and possible and actually thought it was a good idea to bring this to light. How would you feel if one day, which I feel is slowly approaching, thousands upon thousands of people would actually riot about this? Many innocent bystanders would actually be hurt in the process and or possibly even killed. That will be on you, not on us. I mean, for goodness sake, you have seen reports on TV, in newspapers and things, and seen with your own eyes what football fans alone are alike with each other in the stadiums and outside of the stadium, in pubs, in clubs, or just generally watching football. How do you think they would feel if they somewhat get in trouble by Facebook or Twitter by taking a selfie with a famous footballer and only to be told, no, you're in big trouble for that one, or only to be told you have to take this down? Do you really think that's going to go well? You are pretty much causing, or probably from what I'm gathering right now, especially with a lot of other people's voice against it, from what I've probably already just stated in my mind, Internet Armageddon. I don't know if this is really much of a saving grace, but I will note it anyway. You are allowed to use some copyrighted material for the purpose of criticism, reviews, and pastiche, which is just an imitation of someone else's work in an art form, I believe. Oh, this is ridiculous, man. I do believe, or personally believe myself, and have these sort of wandering thoughts, that this will have unintentional negative consequences that will have a massive impact. Unintentionally, this could actually affect many on social media. I say unintentional because I don't know what made you even possess the thought of doing this, and if this is going where I think it is, then yeah, I can see the reason why people are thinking negatively about this. I say it's probably going to affect so many people on social media, greatly depending on how things go, of course. It's easy to say that this is complicated. Yes, it pretty much is, because human history records are actually showing many have actually done things like this, well, not like this, but stupid things like this, and have proven to be, absolutely stupid. So in other words, it's pretty much normal for humans to do it. But somebody should uncomplicate it maybe, or at least to the point where you have a little bit of fresh air to breathe and rest every single day, as to not to worry and stress about what we are actually posting online, whether that may get us into trouble or not. Oh, and EU, do you know what a massive worry on my mind was when actually just reading about this? You see, I'm not a type of person that thinks of myself or money and things like that, because that's just material things to me. I care about the welfare of human beings. Do you know what was going through my mind when I was reading this? I don't know about you, but I had massive concerns for the younger and newer audience to YouTube, whether they're gamers or any other, whatever else they want to do on YouTube, who just primarily simply just want to showcase their skills, of their enjoyment, of actually playing the video games that they are new to experiencing, or just love expressing their simple thoughts about their enjoyment, why they like it, why they don't like it, whether it's in a review section or it's just a commentary. Freedom of expression for these young ones. So my question to you, quite rightly so, is how do you think this is going to affect them? being this impactful for many adults and many across the globe, and being this serious, do you really think that they're going to actually want to come onto YouTube now? Because they've got all this worry and things that they may not understand. Just remember, there are those of us that exist in this world who don't understand things quite as much as other people do, right? And that's not even a flaw. We all take things differently at different speeds. Some of us over worry about things like this, and quite rightly so, and others, we fight against it. As long as we band together and actually voice our opinion that we all hate this, I'm with it. I am against this. Everywhere, in every which way and form. I'm flipping happy to say that I am. You know, regarding the new audience, all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to upload a video of showcasing their skills in a video game, or just whatever it is regarding their channel is about. And then this comes along. I not only feel sorry for them and wishing the greatest, best of miracle success of actually, you know, trying to enjoy their time on social media, especially when they look up to other YouTubers, you know. They are sort of role models on the internet. They want to be just like them one day, maybe. You know, we have a lot of people on this platform, on this site. Many different languages spoke, many different ages, okay? We all have our sort of niches. We all have our sort of love and passions for certain things. And that does include young ones. And now that this has come into effect, I'm pretty sure many of them will probably just not want to be part of it now. So if YouTube starts to drop in numbers, that's your fault. And also, speaking of gamers and gaming channels, this will affect us as well. Massively. Both on YouTube and Twitch. I think I made a note of it. Let me just read it. Right, okay. So it says here, video gamers who share their gameplay on video streaming services, such as Twitch and YouTube, highlight the complexity of copyright alone. Okay. Multiple copyrights can exist in a single product, explained lawyer Kathy Berry from Linklaters. Video game studios own various copyrights in their games. The underlying code, the graphics, music, dialogue, all of that good stuff, you know. When a gamer creates a video game for YouTube, the video itself is a new copyright work owned by the gamer. See, I'm not too familiar with how all that works with copyright and things like that, but yeah, okay, I'll go along with it. Sounds like we have a tiny bit of defense in our favor there. However, as it also incorporates copyright works owned by the video game studios, obviously, the authorization of both the gamer and the studio would be required to put it online. What do you get from that? What I actually got from that was that you mean to tell me that if I was to make a video game review or video gameplay or any kind of thing like that from a specific video game that falls under Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, or any other company, I've actually got to get in touch with them or something. If there's a system where that allows me to sign a few boxes and things like that, okay, that makes it 10,000 times much as easier, as opposing to sending an email to these companies. They would get millions upon millions of emails each and every flipping second of the day, because many people are like, it's okay if I can upload this because this stupid Article 13 says I have to. And YouTube's actually, you know, they've got no choice but to, because copyright and all that rubbish. You know what I mean? So if there was a simple, stress-free, more tactical way of methods that YouTube can approach this, by all means, I'm all for it. As long as it makes it more easier for us to actually upload video game content, that's good. That's great. Things aren't looking up for us at the moment, since we've got to make a few changes. Because I do feel that it's going to decrease a lot of anxiety and stressful thoughts, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. Things of that nature in social media, they've got their hands on it now. Right, I think I made another note about something. In theory, if Article 13 became law, game studios could tell Twitch and YouTube not to show videos of its games. Okay, my direct response to that, how is that going to help these game studios then, in terms of, oh, what's that little thing called? Promotion. How are these game companies going to help themselves by telling us that are promoting their games, whether willingly or intentionally or not, or just by uploading a gameplay footage of it? What good is it going to do these companies to tell us, no, stop it? You are dumb. Studios tend not to enforce their rights against YouTube gamers in order to avoid the PR implications of being heavy-handed with fans. There you go. See what I mean? Yes, thank you. These studios have got that up there. Common sense in the very slightest. Because they know that by being heavy-handed or by saying, no, you're not allowed to do that, or restricting us from doing it in a certain way, that's going to hurt their sales, the sales of their games, and many other accessories. And it's probably going to make us hate them as well. Because a lot of people showed a lot of hate and disgust for Nintendo with that Nintendo Creators Program. I myself was one of them. But when they said they put a stop to it, I think I respect them again for that, which is great. So I'm actually going to get a Switch because of it. So I feel like I can actually play games again and upload it to YouTube without worrying about this stupid copyright system. Anyway. And because the videos can have significant promotional value. Exactly. And that was said by Miss Berry. I think it was someone to do with what's been going on here. Gamers may be able to argue that their videos are exempt from Article 13 because they have added their own commentary, criticism, or review. But Miss Berry warns these defences have been largely untested in the courts in this context. What do you get from that? So we may try and defend the fact that the video doesn't violate any sort of copyright issues and things like that because of the fact of a review basis or gameplay commentary and things like that. It's like as if we haven't got any defense to enjoying ourselves on video games anymore. It's like that's been taken away. Idiots, man. Certain people are so stupid. So basically my overall thoughts on this law that I think Judge Dredd himself and RoboCop would actually laugh at. I don't support it in any which way or form. Not one bit. What I will say in the defense of copyright though, however, is that yes, I do understand why that's important. Right? For celebrities or people who write stories or make like indie movie creators, I can understand the importance of trademarking your company brand, your name, your creations, whatever you make, and copyright and all that. Yes, I understand all that. Because who creates something anyway in order for it to be stolen by other people and they claim all of that money and you've sawed your foot right off? I understand the need and respect the implications of copyrighting your work and things like that. I respect that. Because it's like me. I would actually hate it if I created something only to not have it copyrighted and someone else steals it. All that hard work for nothing. There's a reason it exists, yeah, and I respect that. But what I don't respect or agree with, how concerning and stressful this Article 13 is. Because what it is actually doing is making us feel restricted regarding the content or things that we upload on the internet now. It doesn't matter on what social media platform. You are dumb. I remember the joy, the buzz, the excitement, the thrill of how YouTube actually was many years ago. I enjoyed the vibrancy of it. I just enjoyed how colourful it was, of getting ready to upload my next video, looking forward to speaking to my audience, engaging with them. Loved all that stuff. Even though my content was pretty much simple, just simple gameplay and commentary. I loved how freedom of expression was great back then, open and free. I also saw myself becoming more adaptable to become a more better content creator, coming up with my own original ideas and things of that nature. I enjoyed it all and I still do. Now, all of that in my mind is actually going to go down the toilet because of certain people in suits and ties or whatever they want to wear over there behind those locked doors actually made it to a simple blooming vote to actually put all of that and just throw it in the toilet for not only myself, but for many other YouTubers on here, by thinking that it was a good idea to come up with some article that is going to diminish a lot of my fun, a lot of my creativity, a lot of my freedom, basically, by simply putting this stupid article into effect. Yeah, while I was reading this also, I think it's important I should note this, that there was a talk about the content ID tracker technology and all that lot, how that's going to be implemented in many different categories in terms of like, if anything should be tracked by a copyright ID things, it should be 100% instead of being like a hit or miss type thing. Whereas many people on YouTube have actually got falsely copyrighted because of the IT content thing on YouTube. So it has its flaws. It needs to be tweaked. It needs to be worked on. It needs exactly what the PS4 and Xbox One do, which really gets on a lot of people's nerves. It needs a flipping update. That's what it blooming needs. Oh, this is an utter joke. It's basically come to the point of where it makes you think, okay, let's think of this scenario. Sorry, you can't upload that picture to Facebook. Why? Because it's got you taking a selfie with someone famous, and they said, no, we're not having that. Take it down. Oh, you went to a Beyonce gig? Did you have fun, did you? Oh, you're good. Oh, that's good. Oh, wait, we see that in your video. We saw Beyonce shaking, dancing, and singing all the single ladies. Put your hands up. Can't have that because, copyright and stuff. Take it down. Can you see where I'm coming from? Can you see what this sort of article may people think? Can you see the extremely negative stress that's actually bringing on people now? Even if that's not the case, even if Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, or whatever come to an agreement with how this blooming article is actually going to work for the rest of us when it comes to uploading content on the internet, if they come up to some sort of simple method that says, okay, you have to do this, you have to do that, and it is implemented very well to a point where we don't like it, we don't agree with it, but if this is the way it's got to be done, some of us will agree with it, some of us will just complete the internet completely. Some of us will stop uploading content, pictures, or things of that nature because of this stupid article that came out of flipping European Union. Well done, people. Well done. As I said before, Internet Armageddon. That's where I feel this may go to if things go pear-shaped. You only have yourself to blame. That's right, I'll say it again. European Union that made this Article 13 into motion and actually out there now, you only have yourselves to blame should things go extremely volatile and very negative atmospherical surrounding this. 2019, man. This year, in fact, this timeline of human history has gotten to a point where it's just utterly ridiculous now. Utterly beyond pathetic. People are causing more problems than they're actually solving. And this is going to solve a lot of things. How? Look at all the stress it's got. And it's not even a month old yet. Believe me, I'm very much hoping this does not go the way, especially the way it sounds right now. I'm hoping that it's not going to cause a massive turmoil of negativity for anyone. I'm hoping that it's just going to be a simple thing about copyright that's not going to be taken out of context. But many people have actually voiced and spoken. There was many votes against it for many, many reasons. And if this is the dawn age of the internet where Internet Armageddon is going to happen, well, a lot of us are going to look back on this day and blame only a certain number of people. And it won't be us lot that are actually uploading content. If people are going to go out, many may even go down fighting with extreme prejudice to this, to be honest. You brought this upon yourselves if it ever comes to that. Individuals versus in corporate media, and all these stupid articles coming out left, right, and centre every now and again just to dampen people's fun and their freedom of expression and things like that. It was already stressful enough to the fact of how things are going on YouTube for many of us anyway, but this, oh, bloody hell. Oh, goodness me. Although, if you have any understanding of how things work on the internet and things like that, even if in the most simplest of things, I'm not talking about the technological side of or the social media side much, but many actually want the internet for just to talk to their friends. Social things like that, social networking, looking for jobs, watching videos, just for escapism, play video games on, things like that. Especially when it comes to uploading their own content, they want to make something of themselves, you know. Many people on YouTube before they became YouTubers thought, okay, this is my hobby, gaming or cooking or social media things, news, making people laugh, things of that nature. YouTube for one was actually a good place of becoming known And you know, for many, some have actually done a good job. Others are still in the making, but they're fighting strong. And many of us actually use these images, video clips, and audio not for profit or because of the fact we actually say we own all this. Because many YouTube content creators clearly say in the description, "I do not own this," and many have actually still had to use that disclaimer of fair use and things like that, which many feel that are actually being ignored for it. I feel sorry for many of us, I really, really do. And it just saddens me to see that this has actually come into it now, which will probably indefinitely make a lot of things worse for many of us over the many um, platforms of media and things like that, social media, whatever. Especially when you just upload simple pictures or audio clips and things like that. I think if things go this way, it may get out of hand. I don't want that. But again, I've got nothing to, you know, be sorry about because I'm not the one who actually made this in effect. So my conscience is clear. So in theory, you should realise, European Union, that many people, or millions of them, will actually hate what this stands for. And if I keep on repeating myself, but I just got to make it nonsense clear. If things go bad, you have yourself to blame. So what are you going to do then? What else is coming? What else is going to be thought of by these human beings just making these rules that are just ruining it for everyone else? You're gonna tell us that we have to pay a license and pay a lot of money just to speak in our native tongue, regardless of where we are in the world? Because things are so ridiculous, I can see that happening too. So I guess free speech and freedom of expression is out to a massively high extent. You see, when my last few final thoughts on that will probably be this. Apart from making it clear that you only have yourself to blame, which I'm not going to be saying anymore, I'm closing up this video now. If things go tits up, that's your fault. Many of us who have made an uproar about it beforehand could actually say, "We told you so." So this sort of applies to content creators in any which way or form. So as many of you may know, obviously, of this stupid article and things of how I've been feeling about it, and many of us across the globe, maybe, when it comes into effect, should it be global eventually. When you upload a video to YouTube, what is more exciting to watch? Scenario A, the person may be entertaining, they may have you cracking them in the first 10 seconds, that's great. But if you just watch them on camera without any sort of additional pictures, videos, or audios, anything like that, is it as exciting or as thrilling to watch? I mean, you don't necessarily have to have pictures, videos, and audio and all that. I'm not even siding with Article 13 crap. I'm actually just stating that there are many of us have individual tastes to what we actually like watching on YouTube. Many of us prefer the YouTubers when they don't have anything. A lot of us prefer YouTubers who actually have that flashy editing, good effects, good music, whether it's from video games or movies. It makes it more thrilling for the environment of what that video's in. With this article, that part is just been completely flipping restricted. Because pictures, video clips, audio, all of that now, no, that's what they've done. For those of us that are really enjoying our editing, making video content to make it as badass or as lovely or as awesome as we can with these sort of audios that we may monetize or may not monetize, okay? This is exactly what the Article 13 has just actually done. It's actually just took a look at scenario B, took all that into account and just said, nah, unless you pay a lot of money or do all this and that licensing, or unless a certain person says that you can get away with it. Nope, your freedom of expression and creation has actually been put to a massive restricted limit. And what happens when you cage the beast? As Wolverine put it, the beast that gets angry. Yeah, humans as beings don't like being restricted, especially with this unnecessary stupid thing now. That's all I've got to say on the subject. I'm surprised I wasn't really ranting and raving and swearing my head off about it, but what's the point? What is the point? Tell me your initial thoughts. How do you feel about this, fellow gaming minions? Or anyone who's actually watched this video, tell me what you thought about it. You know, I apologise for how long this video is. I don't even know how long it is, but Oh. I look forward to hearing from you. May retro gaming live on, and may you try and have a good day. And all I can say is, in my closing thoughts, is if you're deeply affected by this, and if I know you, and if I watch you on YouTube, don't come off the internet. You know, just keep fighting. The more of an uproar people cause, the more people listen. If one or two people speak out about it, people just ignore it. So if we have to cause a massive uproar, then things might change. Take care of yourselves, alright?